The 3D to 5D shift. Stop worrying, everybody. This is Look Out for Charlie, and I'm here to take you on a journey through your ascension. Actually, this is going to be the final death blow to the Ascension religion. And you know, I was hoping that I wouldn't get a comment that drove me to make a part 2 to the Ascension Psyop 102 video, especially on my channel. It would make zero sense for someone to be a viewer of my channel and also believe in the Ascension Psyop. It would be the ultimate form of cognitive dissonance. In other words, it would mean that someone believes in two conflicting and opposing ideas at the same time. Very opposing, which many people do. But I wouldn't expect somebody who watches this channel in particular to carry such opposing ideas in their melon. But people can surprise you. The Galactic Federation. I also wouldn't expect someone to show up on this channel and begin schooling me on the subjects that I cover, pretending as if I haven't looked into the Ascension subject deep enough, especially when that person is clearly a true believer in the New Age Ascension process and clearly believes in the New Earth, as the Ascension followers put it. But we didn't get one comment. We got about a dozen, and I'm going to show you 3 or 4 of them to prove a point. They all say the same thing with the words mixed up, right, in a different way each time. They basically said that I don't really get it, I was remedial, and that I needed to think deeper. These comments prove that this was a controlled attack. And here's the only important question. What organization would be sending comments in this direction to defend the Ascension religion? The government, intelligence agencies, or the Ascension industry itself? What I'm going to show you is why I have said in the past that I would rather have 5,000 good subscribers than a million shitheads who don't get the message. Or people with cognitive dissonance who believe that they can believe in Ascension and also believe in the information that I put out. So here are the comments I received schooling me about Ascension, vibration, and frequencies. Now, what these comments do, like I said before, is they attack, they call you remedial, and then they try to leave sounding nice, right? Each one of them. Now, this one's great. It says, I hear a lot of bigotry and nonsense and good sense from you. You're an interesting fellow. I would be your friend if you'd tolerate me. I don't want to be your friend, dude. I'm here to put out information. Don't need you as a friend. Even if this comment was real, it's not. But it implies that I'm intolerant, right? Or it implies that this is one of those people who can't watch a video without comment bombing every video about every thought that they have on their head. Do you know how often I leave comments on videos? Very, 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 very rarely. But there are people like this. I would be your friend if you'd tolerate me. I've got over 400 videos on this channel, man. So keep going. Watch all of them. This one is great. Your knowledge is okay, but still very primitive, my boy. Keep studying. No, you study, dickhead. Watch the rest of my videos and then come back and debate me about Ascension. And then the next comment says, by the same person, so what should we do since it's supposed to say you? So what should we do since you have all the answers? This is like almost like a whataboutism. So if we can't ascend, what should we do? This is what they do. They ask for like, what are the solutions? What should we do? You know, they're trying to get you to go in that direction. Fuck off with that. It's just amazing. And then this one was left by Warrior of Light. Vibration and raising your frequency is not the same as hertz, my friend. And you wouldn't understand it anyway because you're vibing a little too low. But we like you anyways, with a little emoji there to add to the condescending tone of it, right? Let's go back to what they said. Vibration and raising your frequency is not the same as hertz. Well, what? Hertz is a way to measure frequency and vibration. And all frequency and vibration, every single one, is in hertz. According to the Ascension people, it's not a metaphor, if that's what you're trying to imply. It is not a metaphor. The Ascension people are all about frequency, vibration. And every frequency and vibration is measured in hertz, you dumbass. You know, the absolute best part about that comment is that you left it basically saying that I was too dumb to understand what Ascension is while using emojis for extra emphasis. And because of these comments, I'm now going to school the shit out of you guys, and everyone else can just be along for the ride. Hell, people may even get something out of this. But here we go, Warrior of Light and the rest of you. If you noticed that first video that I showed you, the very first one, it mentioned the Galactic Federation. They have been using that bullshit for years. Just like the Ashtar Command back in the 70s. This is all like Star Trek influenced kind of stuff. Well, let's go back to a dude that I've covered many, many times. He was a guy named Greg Giles. And he was a dude that received messages from aliens and was ascending. And then he would put those messages up on the internet for other people to read, right? And after a while, Greg began to realize that these messages weren't really from the aliens. He was being messed with. And Greg leaves a message on his blog that he eventually took down, but someone copied it and put it up here. Now, let's read part of that message from Greg Giles, the one person who actually got it. Hello, everyone. I will be taking down this blog shortly in the days ahead, as I do not want to see anyone else entrapped in the horrible U.S. government Psyops program that had lured me into its trap some years ago and has refused release of its clench on me and my life. At this time, I am leaving this blog up to simply get the message out to the remaining visitors and hope that they will share this message far and wide and reach those who have formally followed my work. These so-called channeled messages I received, claiming to be from my soul family from the stars, were in fact simple radio waves sent by U.S. government agents, allegedly from an agency of the U.S. Department of Defense or the U.S. intelligence community. Then he says that this is all building a backdrop for a PSYOPs program that lures science and spiritually minded individuals, such as myself, into their web. This program, commonly referred to as electronic harassment, has destroyed my life completely and continues to devastate my life until this very day. I am certainly not alone, as the number of victims, known as TIs for short, grows exponentially each day. So he goes on to explain all of this. This dude woke up, right, figured it all out, and was shunned by these dipshit Ascension community and alien community people. It's all linked together because they all essentially believe the same thing. Spirit helpers, family in the stars, it's all the same thing. Now, let's go back and think about all these comments that showed up on that video, clearly from people who just visited the channel and seemingly got upset because I was questioning their religion. Where did these people come from? It's a proven and absolute fact that any and all important keywords in my video titles are shadow banned, meaning my videos don't show up in most search results, right? You have to know my channel exists to find it. You don't stumble on it. So I ask you, peculiar Ascension Alpers, how did you even find my channel to leave the comments in the first place? You can't tell me that you were just searching YouTube and stumbled on my videos. That doesn't happen. Even with subjects that I cover all the time. I've tried it. Doesn't happen. So how did you find this video to leave a comment about it? Peculiar, right? These comments aren't real. These comments are demoralizer attacks made against me and anyone who watches my channel, or anyone that is here out of curiosity. They call me remedial, while these same retards are remedial when it comes to the subjects that I cover in 99% of my videos, and those subjects that I cover disprove Ascension. I have over 400 videos just on YouTube, and many of them have been removed and exist on other places like Rumble, BitChute, and Odyssey, closer to 1,000 videos. So I invite any Ascension believer to watch those videos and then come back and debate me live, unedited, and we will put that debate up on this channel when it's done. Now, let's go back to that comment that said vibration and frequency is not hertz. They're not the same thing. Hertz is the measurement of all this, and everything is in hertz. Everything. Your electricity, the light you see, the sound you hear, everything is in hertz. It's not a metaphor. It's not any of that. It is hertz. So essentially, you're dead wrong. Everything on Earth is a frequency or has a resonant frequency holding it together, including human beings. Sound. Let's see how remedial I am here. Sound, aka mechanical vibration or pressure waves, operate in the hertz range. ELF sound, for example. If something is vibrating, it is due to sound. Mechanical vibration. Vibration equals frequency. Frequency equals hertz. Let's say it's 33 hertz or 170 hertz or whatever. There is no such thing as vibration that doesn't vibrate at a particular hertz. You're a warrior of light, right? That light is in hertz, including the earth and everything inhabiting the earth. Just like a wine glass can be made out of molten glass, that same wine glass can be shattered when it is subjected to its resonant frequency. On both Earth and the quote-unquote new Earth, sound waves and pressure waves are totally and completely important. Otherwise, the Ascension cult wouldn't be telling you exactly what I'm telling you. There wouldn't be something that these people refer to as healing tones, because they just subvert all the information that I cover. So they're essentially telling you that sound waves and sound tones and frequencies and hertz are all important, but it's to help you ascend, right? Ascension frequencies are anything dealing with vibration or sound. Each and every vibration has a hertz. So you are completely and totally off your rocker, all of you. In fact, it reminds me of these new school Christians showing up here and telling me that it is perfectly normal for a Christian to hear the audible voice of God, when we all know that that isn't the case at all and has never been the case. It's only been the past 10 or 15 years that these demented government mouthpiece pastors have been out there saying that you can talk to God, man. You can hear God. God will tell you what he wants you to do in the machine. You know, it's just absurd. So with all this said about frequencies, let's dive into one of the mothers of Ascension right here, Dolores Cannon, who continually flips back and forth between calling things vibrations or frequencies. But they are really one and the same. Hertz is the way to measure those frequencies. Let's listen to this highly esteemed Ascension opera sell us exactly what you're claiming isn't so.
As I said, the Earth itself is changing its vibration and its frequency to move into the new dimension.
No, it's not doing it to move into a new dimension. They are subverting the Schumann resonance with waves, interference signals that they are creating by bouncing other waves off the atmosphere and back down.
In order for us to go, our bodies have to change frequency and vibration in order to follow. You can't have it happen all at once. To change the frequency immediately would be too hard on the body, and the body would be destroyed.
Body would be destroyed. Well, guess what? She's basically explaining a radiation tolerance. You need to develop a radiation tolerance, bro. It's cool. It's kind of like the same way that people in power way back in the day would take a little bit of poison and take a little bit more, so that if they ever were poisoned, they would survive it, right?
So we're going in stages. We have to adapt as we go. This has been happening since about the year 2003.
Well, that's funny, because that's when I said, and I've talked about this many times, that's when a lot of this electronic hypersensitivity syndrome or even targeting has really picked up since 2003, when wireless and the cell network went worldwide, basically, right? Very, very bizarre. All of these, HARP was active, HARP-like technology was active, all of it.
You feel it in your body with actual physical changes. Some people say they feel it with high blood pressure, heart palpitations, heart problems, especially the speeding up and slowing down like AFib.
Okay, come on, man. She's going to explain all these terrible symptoms. And just like I've shown in videos in the past, like the Ascension Psyop 101 video, they're telling you that it's good for you. It's just your body acclimating to the new Earth, right? No, man. And in fact, I had something very, very similar to this happen, and it was absolutely terrifying. And what I described to the doctors was so bizarre to them that they looked at each other completely and totally puzzled when I explained the actual symptoms around it. And it was very similar to what she is describing here. But I was 12 years old when that happened, so it made no sense at all. But everything that they say these bad symptoms are good for you, man. You just gotta roll with it, bro.
Of the heart, depression, dizziness. Sometimes you'll be dizzy for days and you won't understand what's causing it.
I can tell you what's causing it. RF, ELF, EF, and fungus affecting the inner ear and the sinuses and screwing with your balance. God.
Joint aches and pains.
Dude, this is exactly what I was describing in the symptoms list in the last video and in the Psyop 101 video. Watch those videos. It's hilarious. It's exactly the same thing.
And this is general depression. These are the way the body is adjusting because everything has to adjust on a cellular level. It'll go on for a few days. You'll be uncomfortable. Then it'll level out. And maybe you'll go a month or two, then it'll come back again. The same feelings as you adjust.
Okay, this could be like a patsy for this operation or a dupe. I might not believe that she's a literal operator, but point is, all of this is running cover for them achieving full spectrum dominance over everything, including you. That's what this is all about.
People are going to the doctors, and the doctors say there's nothing wrong with them. Of course, the doctor will put you on a pill anyway, but they
she
can't
got that
find
right.
anything physically
That's about the only thing that she got right.
wrong with them. This is because the bodies are adjusting to the shift and the changing in the vibrations.
Yeah, they might be. Right? We've talked about this a lot on this channel, but it's not Ascension and it's not New Earth. It's HARP-like technology that they are bouncing off the ionosphere. It's being pelted by Wi-Fi 24/7, 365. It's all of this. It has nothing to do with the New Earth, bro. And it just so happens to coincide with all this technology, right? They are totally and completely running cover for full spectrum dominance.
As we get closer, it'll level off and it won't bother us anymore because we're actually there. It's affecting the older people more than the younger.
That's with everything, man. This is like common sense 101. But yes, older people are going to be affected by it because their bodies can't fight it off the same than younger people. It's very, very simple. I don't even know why anybody needs to explain this.
They're having the hardest time adjusting. Some of them will not be able to adjust. It's too hard on the body. They will just simply leave. But it's their choice.
They'll leave! Dude, let's play that again. Oh my God.
They will just simply leave.
What she's saying there is you're simply going to die. They're just going to die, man. But it's all good. It's because they couldn't handle the New Earth, bro. Bro. It's all good. Trust the plan, bro. You are negative if you don't trust the plan, man.
But it's their choice.
God.
The youngest ones don't have to worry because they're the ones who came into this frequency with all the adjustments in place.
Yeah, and GMOs and everything else, chemtrails and everything else that is affecting them and their hormones and everything else, making them complacent and out of touch with nature and the rest of it. This is mind-blowingly stupid. And you're telling me I'm remedial? If you believe this, you're a fucking retard.
The DNA has already been changed. It's
Their DNA has been changed from if they took a shot. Their DNA has been changed. What are you talking about?
In the middle, will notice some differences, but not as dramatic as you are when you get older.
Let's go back to that DNA for a minute. Our DNA carries a lot of information. Now imagine how badly these eugenicists and psychos would be salivating if they knew that they could wipe our genetic memory away. They would be absolutely salivating to get a hold of that technology. And now they have it, right? It has nothing to do with Ascension. You are running cover for every piece of shit on this planet.
But it is the body adjusting. They said the doctors are going on old information they've been taught. But now the cells are constantly receiving new information daily.
Your actual cells are receiving new information. From where? From where and why? Why now? Why now? Coincidentally, right when all of these weapons have developed. You know, and if you asked these people about what they know about these types of weapons and frequencies and HARP-like technology, basically bouncing frequencies off the ionosphere to create interference signals, they wouldn't know anything, man. They are so out of touch. So out of touch. And they're looking for something to blame on what they think is, magic. And it's not magic, dude. It's all happening at the same time. When you're arrogantly going around the internet going, you just don't get it, man. You don't get the new earth, bro. You're negative. You're a bigot. Like, that person literally called me a bigot. Shut up, bigot. Just go along with the plan. Jesus, you bigot.
Changing constantly as they adapt. So we
Bigot.
have to realize that. And we'll be moving
fucking in Archie Bunker days.
into this, and you'll understand what's happening to your body. You will also notice your diets are changing. You're heavy. So they say you have to do away with heavy foods like meats.
Yeah, eat bugs,
allow the
right?
body to become lighter.
Yeah, you need bugs. Cricket's
so
better than a steak, dude, any day.
This will help the body, the cells and everything,
Yeah.
be able to adjust to a lighter weight.
Yeah, you need bugs and
the very
lettuce.
best food you can eat are live foods.
Lettuce and bugs.
Fresh fruits and vegetables.
There you go.
And
Vegan.
lots and lots of water.
So vegan and water. See, through religion, they're selling you everything that they want done. Through a religion, because make no mistake, this is a religion. Because you have to believe in this. Okay, I can't listen to any more of that Dolores Cannon bullshit. I can't take it. It's mind-numbingly stupid. But besides Dolores Cannon, Google promotes Ascension by claiming that you can have some epiphany in your brain if it's above 30 hertz. Thinking, hertz. Just like Dolores Cannon discussed the new Earth and Ascension shifting the consciousness to higher vibrational frequencies, linked to the Schumann resonance around 7.83 what? Hertz. Hertz, right? The entire Ascension community focuses on hertz. While you're telling me that I'm just too low vibrational to understand any of this, all of you are saying the same thing. Your whole community seems to understand this fact, except for the people that leave comments here. And speaking of warriors of light, let's go into frequency, because even though that you state that frequency has nothing to do with hertz and it must be some metaphysical metaphor for higher thinking that I just can't grasp or wrap my mind around, frequency is everything on this planet, as stated before. But now we're going to dive into that electromagnetic and visible realm for a minute. Our bodies, our minds, our senses are being overwhelmed in both the audible, vibrational frequency, sound frequency realm on Earth. Overwhelmed. But only in the last 80 or 100 years. Now worse than ever. Isn't that curious, right? Isn't that a strange coincidence? In the radio spectrum, ELF and VLF begins down here. 10 hertz or so, right? Before becoming the radio spectrum. Then you have low frequency radio, high frequency radio, very high frequency, all within the hertz range. Then we get into infrared and visible light here. So if you are a warrior of light, your light is at a specific hertz, all in the hertz range. Visible light is measured in hertz. Then there is ultraviolet light, X-ray light, gamma ray light, cosmic ray light, all spectrums of light. Here's the trick that a lot of people don't know about. Interference frequencies, which is what I talk about on this channel all the time without saying the exact words. So let's say that a well-funded operation is sending RF frequencies up into the atmosphere and bouncing them back down to Earth. All right? And let's say that they are intentionally using more than one in order to create an interference frequency. This is all radio frequency, right? No, not so fast. Let's make up 3 frequencies. So let's say that this well-funded operation is pumping 450 megahertz, 800 megahertz, and 556 megahertz into the sky and bouncing that back down to Earth. Those frequencies could create an interference signal, an interference frequency, a vibrational sound, not an RF signal. In other words, the radio frequency has transduced into vibration, aka mechanical sound. Now let's say this well-funded operation is pumping dozens of predetermined frequencies into the atmosphere and getting dozens of interference signals back down to Earth. You could have 13 hertz to 400 hertz or even higher interference frequencies interfering with Earth, interfering with its inhabitants, and interfering with the Schumann resonance, all operating in one key measurable unit, hertz, for fuck's sake. Then you can create interference signals that are in the electromagnetic or in the radio frequency spectrum by using higher frequencies, bouncing those down, creating an interference signal, right? And that interference signal is in the ELF range, overpowering the Schumann resonance or overpowering the human nervous system. Is that remedial enough for you, you shitheads? Now, let's talk about electricity. In fact, let's specifically talk about your 60 hertz power. Key word here, hertz. Have you ever heard an electrical line actually buzzing? It's very similar to like the corona or corona discharge. Also another strange coincidence, corona. And it's not always just buzzing. Old power boxes used to knock and make all sorts of strange sounds. Doing what? Turning 60 hertz power into sound. In the hertz range, of course. So, I ask you, as a warrior of light and the rest of you Ascension operas, what hertz range does your light operate in? Because it has to. I'd also ask you if you're actually telling the rest of the Ascension scene that hertz has nothing to do with their vibration when it's the rest of the entire community that makes such a huge deal about sound vibration, hertz, and specific hertz, more importantly. Like here, and 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 here. Now, I don't talk about myself on this channel. This channel isn't about me. A lot of people do that. I don't do that. But the best part about all of this is that I've had many experiences throughout my life, especially during like sleep or deep relaxation periods. On a pretty regular basis, I've had these experiences for so long. Most of you Ascension operas would absolutely 100% envy it. In fact, if you experienced just what I have in my sleep, you'd be telling the world that you guys were shamans or conduits or warriors of light, right? But I don't go there. Like I said, this channel isn't about me. It's about the minefield of poisonous information that sits at our fingertips. Like Ascension, being promoted to us 24/7, 365, while the helpful information gets people canceled, banned, shadow banned, etc. And when people like myself put information about warning people, you get people like you showing up and we can't figure out how you found the video in the first place because they're shadow banned. Your comments are basically telling everybody that hertz has absolutely nothing to do with vibration or ascension, and it's just a metaphor. Trust the plan, man. When the entire scene that you belong to says the exact opposite and blatantly stresses it. You know, I once read a post from a Mormon guy who said on this forum somewhere that he wanted to rewrite the Book of Mormon. He wanted to fix everything wrong with it. And it was basically identical to your situation. While everyone else is preaching about hertz and frequency, you want to rewrite the Book of Mormon, Ascension, and its fundamental cores. And that isn't very New Earth of you. I don't need to be somebody's friend. I don't need that same person that comes along and says, you're a bigot, man, but I want to be your friend. I hear very bigoted information from this. What are we talking about here, man? They're just attack clones, attack bots that come and try to demoralize people. They work as like bumpers to try to push you back onto the mainstream, back into whatever they're pushing at the time. And fuck them, and fuck Ascension, and fuck you people who are here trying to misinform people. Fuck off.